Welcome to Christian Reacts, where I react to Christian content online, and this video is titled Abortion Hurts Fathers, a Brutal Confession. This is from the Students for Life YouTube channel.
As my friend said, we drove quite a little bit to be here today. Before I get into my question, I just wanted to say my daughter's name is Clementine. She was 5 months along when she was aborted in New Jersey. My daughter was healthy. I begged her mother not to go through with the abortion. For 5 months, we went back and forth. I don't hate my ex. I love her, and I'm working on forgiving her. She was confused, she was uncertain, and she had doubts. Mike Tyson has doubts before he gets into a ring. This was an option, and she took that option, and she regrets it now.
This is such a important thing right here because let me speed up a little bit. The fact that I could not even imagine this being in this person's shoes, first of all. But the fact that his ex-girlfriend regrets this abortion is just a travesty. Regardless, it's still a travesty, even if she's fully confident in her decision to do what she did. But obviously, it's terrible.
Why do you think? And this is just a thought that just came into my head. Why do you think that people dehumanize my Clementine? Why wasn't she human enough for people to help me mourn? Why wasn't she human enough for people to talk about? My mother was given birth to prematurely at 5 months. My daughter was 5 months. I didn't get to say goodbye to my daughter. I didn't know about the abortion until after it happened. I begged her not to do the appointment. She told me that she canceled it.
Man, unbelievable. I feel for this man. I mean, the fact that you beg her not to do the appointment, and according to what she said she didn't do the appointment, and then you find out the abortion occurred. It's such a tragic loss. And I think as a man speaking, no one really talks about the effect that abortion has on fathers and obviously potential fathers. There's not a voice for them at all when this discussion happens. This is a woman's choice, and this is her body, and she can do whichever she wants. But no one talks about how the origin of the baby begins. It's created between man and woman having intercourse through God, and then God creates the baby, of course. But that stems from the nature between man and woman, and the natural consequence of that. And the natural consequence of that is that a man is going to feel a lot of hurt and just a lot of trauma for his child being gone forever, at least of this world, gone forever. And no one talks about that. And I'm really glad this video is highlighting a man's experience in dealing with abortion right here.
My daughter was 5 months, and she was ripped apart. My daughter doesn't get a funeral. My daughter doesn't get respect. As my friend asked, yeah, medical testing on a healthy baby. Why? My girlfriend didn't pay for the abortion. The clinic did.
This is what's crazy. She didn't even pay for the abortion. The clinic did. And what's a huge problem, and this is why I believe everyone should have some involvement in politics, is that it's very likely that federal taxes, especially state taxes in this situation, but I believe both, I'm not sure which one is which, but regardless, state or federal taxes, the money is coming from your pocket and funding these abortions. That is a travesty. That is the most despicable and terrible reality in many of these situations. And the fact that they pay for this abortion, this clinic, the fact that they make it easier to completely get rid of a human life is a travesty. It's disgusting, and everybody should be aware of this right now, because this should not be covered under insurance. Abortion is just a pretty name, in my opinion, to what's actually going on. So it's just unbelievable. And he's right. Like, there's two forms of abortion. I know there's one where you just take pills to destroy the baby's life, and then there's the surgical way of using these tools to just basically rip apart the baby in the womb and take the limbs off the baby, and it's disgusting. It's terrible. And I believe I was looking at some animation of it before, and I almost couldn't watch only the animation, not even the actual reality of it. Just the animation was disturbing enough. So I encourage everybody to at least attempt to watch it, because it's very important that everybody knows the reality of abortion.
How much money did they make off of my daughter's body? How many other babies did the doctor kill since she's been dead? This has been a month and 3 days. This happened March 12th and 13th. My daughter was conceived October 25th. She was supposed to be born July 20th. My daughter was a person. My daughter is an angel. And I pray for her every single day. I talk to her. I still feel like she's there. I feel like on July 20th, my daughter's going to be there.
So as far as like being a Christian, I'm not sure if I completely agree with his point of talking to your daughter and all of that, because we're not really, at least in the Bible, we're not really called to speak to people that are dead and all of that. So I disagree with his premise there, and I think it's dangerous to fall into that trap. We, as Christians, we're all supposed to, like he said earlier in the beginning of this video, seek forgiveness for his ex-girlfriend, forgive her for her actions, seek to forgive, and continue on with your life, and just be remorseful, deal with that, not the guilt, but the, can't think of the term right now, but just like the sadness and just dealing with that, because you grieve. That's the grieving. To have time to grieve this loss.
She doesn't get a funeral. I have her sonogram picture the first time I heard her heartbeat, and I bring this up to people and I say, well, she had a heartbeat. Wasn't she a person? And I'm being told she's a fetus, which, by the way, everybody, that's Latin for offspring. Okay? So I don't know why we're speaking Latin. I speak English. And my daughter not only matters, but I do not want my daughter to be forgotten. I want my daughter's story to be talked about. I want her to be remembered. She wasn't just a fetus. And yeah, maybe she was just a 10%. Maybe. But she was a lot more than that for me. For 5 months, I'm told by my friends, I'm crying over somebody I never met before. I'm told by people, well, she wasn't even a person.
First of all, I want to go back to what he said about the Latin term for fetus being a preborn baby, or like a baby. And it's funny how words are used to justify actions, and it's kind of hilarious how like we use Latin to almost disguise what is actually in the mother's womb to allow abortion to exist.
She was just a fetus. She wasn't even a baby. She wasn't fully developed. My daughter was still growing, and my relationship with my daughter was going to grow for the rest of our lives. Why isn't my daughter human enough for people to care? Why isn't my daughter woman enough for her to have a body and for her to have a choice? My original question when I was coming up here was, can I see the clamps? I don't want to see the clamps no more.
The clamps are what's used for performing the surgical abortion, I believe.
I've heard enough about it, and I've seen the pictures. And yeah, the guy said Wi-Fi and Google search. You could Google what it looks like. It's out there. I did. I wouldn't recommend it. I still have nightmares. My daughter was going to be beautiful, but now I don't know where she is. I'm just so confused. I get it. I'm just a man. You know what I mean? But men, we're not supposed to have feelings. As a father, because I'm still a father. As a father, I'm just supposed to forget. I'm just supposed to move on. And I'm confused. So my question really isn't for you, because you understand. My question is really for society. Why doesn't my daughter matter? Why wasn't she enough? Why didn't she get a chance to live? And ultimately, no, I'm not blaming my ex. She had doubt, and she regrets it. Ultimately,
first of all, the fact that he says he's not blaming his ex is an excellent form of love and forgiveness for her, because it's very easy in our broken nature as human beings to be very hostile and very angry with somebody that wrongs us, that hurts us. And clearly his ex-girlfriend hurt him. Not only hurt her baby, obviously, I mean, that's no question, but hurt him, this man right here, this gentleman right here, in the action that she performed, that she chose to do.
This is our government's fault. We've stopped evil laws in the past, in America, in Germany, and you guys know what I'm talking about. We came together and we stopped evil laws. This is an evil law that killed my daughter. Her mother did not kill her. Again, doctors like this man right here, you're not to blame.
So right here, this doctor is Dr. John Brochalski. He's a pro-life OBGYN, former doctor or former abortionist, and wow, I'm really glad he's there, because so many people say that how like abortion is like insurance. Abortion is health care, is reproductive health care is what they call it for women, and this gentleman right here is a doctor who's not doing that anymore and is pro-life. Clearly, he's had a change of heart about it.
Thank you for doing what you're doing, and thank you for speaking up, because this is important. And not enough men care enough to speak up. So thank you. I hugged this man today. I don't know who did this to my daughter. I wish I could ask him, was my daughter beautiful? That's all I want to know. What did her face look like? My daughter matters. And I really hope that everybody remembers Clementine, and I hope you think about Clementine as much as I do. She is loved, and she is not forgotten. And I hope that everybody can keep her memory alive too. Thank you.
Wow, that is a beautiful story right there, and that's all I want to share from this video. Please comment your thoughts below, and wow, that is, it's just so powerful that for him to speak from his heart. And I fully agree with him. I think as men, we're called to express our emotions in a very logical and instructive manner. And I don't believe in this idea of suppressing your emotions completely and not speaking at all, because this is an important topic to speak about. Any couple that might have watched this YouTube video and the woman might have been thinking about an abortion, or because of the inconvenience in her life or in the couple's lives, and saw this video and decided to keep their baby, that's another life saved right there. And every child is made in the image of God, and God knew you. The Bible even states God knew you before you were born in some manner, maybe not that word for word, but that's stated in the Bible. So it's very important that we all know that. Thank you very much for watching.